What is going on, everyone? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics. I thought this week we'd take a look at a different platform for the big sales that happened over the last week. This time, looking at eBay. Typically, I'm checking out things like Comic Link, Comic Connect, Heritage, the big auction platforms. But I don't think people realize that some really big books sell on eBay as well. It is a huge platform for selling comics. So what I did is I went and found the 5 highest priced books, the biggest sales for comics that happened on eBay over the last week. And we're going to go from number 5 up to number 1. And the first book that you can see here is Incredible Hulk number 181, a 9.4 signed by Herb Trimpe. So you can see here, it says it has a sale of $10,999. The one thing you always want to do with eBay sales is confirm that that's actually what the book sold for. So one quick way that you can do this is if you have a seller's account. There are other ways as well, but the way that I like to do it, if you have a seller's account on eBay, you can take this listing right here, the title of the listing, you go to their product research tool. So we've got research, product research, and then you just put that in here. And we look in the last, we're doing the last 30 days here, but even though, whatever, it's going to get it. And so then we search for that sale, and you can see we've got one sale that comes up, Incredible Hulk number 181, First Prince Wolverine, signed by Trimpe, and you see the actual sold price. So if it had been an offer, or somebody sent an offer through their the eBay messaging system, you would see a different price here. But this gives us the actual price, $10,999, and the shipping, and it sold on July 1st. So let's take a closer look at this book. You can see here it was sold by Collectors Comics. So that's Dave's channel, Comic Book Investments. So this was a book that was sold through his store. I don't know if he owned the book or he was selling it for someone else, but here's that 9.4. There's the signature, good looking book. But let's see, how did that perform versus what we might have expected it to do? So if we go over to GPA or GP analysis, one of the tools that I use, we look up Incredible Hulk number 181. Obviously, we're not going to have a signature sell all the time. So the first thing, we're just going to check the universal sale. And the last sale in Universal was $10,299. We've had some pretty big swings in price on this book. And some people might say, oh, that's because it's white pages versus off-white pages. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not correct, because here, one of the more recent low sales was a white page copy that sold for $8,400. Nice wrap too, on Heritage. So this $8,400 sale was on Heritage. And then we had a $10,299 sale right after that, about a week later. And so this is one of the things that people get very hung up on: fair market value, last sold price, all that kind of thing. But look at the ranges over a pretty short period of time that we see with this book in a 9.4. The low, 8,322 in April, also an 8,400 right above that in June. But then right around that $8,400 sale, the second lowest sale of the year, we had a $10,800 sale and a $10,299 sale. $2,400 difference in price. That's over 25% above. So that's why, people, like I said, people get all hung up on fair market value and last sold price and everything. But what if this person at the $10,299 sale had listed at $8,400? They lost out on $2,000. They were able to, somebody was willing to pay that price. The last sold price is not always the price of the book. And so that's just one of those things. And you can see that over here, just huge price ranges on this book over the last 6 months. But now let's take a quick look at the signed copies. And we'll probably see that sale has been pulled in here now. So here's that sale, $10,999. That also tells us that that's the actual sold price of this book. And clearly we can see that there hasn't been another sale for this specific grade with this signature that's ever been pulled into GPA. So that's why we can look at the actual 9.4 universal sale and say, okay, maybe the signature added anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to the price of the book, something like that. I mean, let's see, this one wasn't a white page copy. It was an off-white page copy. So, I mean, maybe it added even more. I don't know, but fixed price versus auction versus whatever, you get different price ranges. But to me, it seems like a very solid, strong sale for this book. Happened on eBay. All right, now let's move up to the next one. Next book here was a strike-through price of $13,500 for this 2000 AD first appearance of Judge Dredd. If you haven't seen this before, this book is basically, it's like newsprint. It's from the UK. It's basically newsprint. Tends to be pretty hard to get in high grade. So a 9.6 is a very nice condition copy of this book. Let's look this one up too to see what it actually sold for. So we're going to plug that in. And this one actually sold for $11,000. So this is a case where it actually does show the strike through. It doesn't always do that. So that's why you always want to check. This one sold for $11,000. And so, I mean, seems like a strong sale, but let's check it out. I know this book has over the last few years sold for way more than that. This was a book that during the comic boom, it went absolutely crazy. So let's look up 2000 number 2. I don't know exactly what I'm going to have to search for. And so it should be this one. So this was a 9.6 and you can see here, $11,000. Prior record, $12,500 in 2024, but I think a lower grade sold for like 20 or something. Yeah, so we had a 9.4 in 2023 go for $14,400. Let's check any others, see if there's, yeah, here it is. There was a 9.0 peak comic boom 2022 sold for $22,800, then $7,000. I mean, that $22,000 sale, that's got to sting. That's got to sting for whoever picked that one up. But yeah, I mean, it was a book that was thought to be extremely rare and high grade. And it's still rare and high grade, just not as rare as people thought it was. Let's check out what the census is for this one. So we're going to jump over to CGC just to get an idea. I don't know if there are any 9.8s at all out there of this book. And so, it's not, there we go. Oh no, this is top of census. So there are no 9.8s. There are 3 9.6s. Actually kind of surprised it didn't go for more. Being top of census, I don't know why I just don't see Judge Dredd as being like a top tier character. But it is top of census, only 3 of them. So, I mean, yeah, like let's take a closer look at this. This is what this book looks like. If you ever do see this one, this is what it looks like. It's got whatever this is, on the front there, but it is the first appearance of Judge Dredd, sold for $11,000. I mean, yeah, I actually feel like that one's a little weak. I mean, yeah, it is down from 2024. Stuff has been coming down, but like top of census, I don't know. Seems weak to me. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have Amazing Fantasy number 15 in a 1.8 restored C3. First appearance of Spider-Man, sold for $13,295.20. I mean, that's such a specific number that, I mean, you just know it's got to be the actual sales price, but we're going to check anyway. We can see here, yes, it sold for $13,295.20. Take a close look at this one. Let's see what that restoration is. Right edge trimmed, top edge trimmed, color touch, pieces added, cover reattached with glue and reglossed. So this book, I mean, this one it's got the purple label. It's never getting out of the purple label. That is what it is. And still sold for $13,295. Sold from A1 Comics. If you don't follow them on Instagram, I buy books from them periodically. I usually like to watch their live streams for their Instagram live sales. So make sure to go check them out. They're located out in California. But let's look at a Amazing Fantasy number 15 in a 1.8 restored. So we got restored there. Let's see how this did. I mean, got to scroll a little ways to get down to this one. It's also trimmed. It's probably been pulled in now. Let's see. Yep, here's that sale here, C3 trimmed. Let's see if we've ever had another C3 trimmed sell. We have not. A 1.5 in January sold for $17,000. We had a 1.8 sell for $17,000 in January, but staples removed. 1.8 sell for $19,000 in December. So, I mean, this one, where is it here? This one going for $13,295. I feel like that's a pretty respectable sale. I mean, on the low end, you can see a 1.0, 14,000. This was about a year ago, though. 0.5 still going for $12,000. So it sold for more than a 0.5, which to me is honestly a little bit surprising. Like I would almost think that given the amount of restoration, the trimming and everything, that it might sell for less than a 0.5 or around the same, but actually beat that 0.5 price. So I'd say that's a pretty strong sale. I'd say that's a pretty solid sale for Amazing Finish 15 and a 1.8 restored. All right, we got 2 more left. Now we've got a really, really nice presenting copy of Journey into Mystery 83, first appearance of Thor in a CGC 6.0. Let's check out that sale just to make sure that this is what it actually sold for. And yes, confirmed it sold for $14,000. Like I said, let's take a close look at this one because I mean, I don't know if it was like color adjusted or what, but man, that is a really nice copy. That is a bright looking copy of that book. It looks really, really good. Also, I believe it's white pages. Yeah, and it's a white pages copy. So let's take a look at Journey into Mystery number 83. So Journey number 83. See what a 6.0, like how that sale did at $14,000 for a really nice looking 6.0. So 6.0 here, you can see that sale has been pulled in. It is a little bit of a jump up there from the prior sales, a little bit downtrend it's been on. And so this year we've had 3 sales in this grade, 12,600, 12,634, and 14,000. So the highest sale of this year. Really not a surprise considering it is such a nice looking copy of this book. Last year, there were some higher sales. You can see we had a 16,800, 17,000, 14,000. So it had been trending down. I mean, we can see that here. It has been trending down. But this was, again, in my opinion, a very strong sale. So eBay showing again, it can get some pretty good numbers, some solid numbers for these big key books, these 5-figure books. All these books have been above $10,000. All right, now let's move on to the last book here. And we have got Fantastic Four number 1 in a 4.5 selling for $19,975. Let's just confirm that one too. So we looked this one up on the research tool and yes, $19,975. Almost breaking. Let's see if shipping did it. No, $7.70 for shipping. I mean, with tax and that, it probably broke 20, but almost breaking $20,000. Pretty nice looking copy. Again, a white pages copy of this book. So we got white pages, Fantastic Four number 1, got the custom label on it too, tons of pictures. It's a solid looking book. And let's see how this did compared to other sales. So Fantastic Four number 1 in a 4.5 with white pages. Yeah, I mean, just some pretty big books over the last week here on eBay. So we go down to the 4.5. Here we can see that sale, $19,975. And again, we see an uptick there for the sale of this book. Let's see how it's done versus other sales this year. Also the high of the year. Let's see if this is the only white page copy that sold this year. This one was off-white. This one, let's see here, this was also a white page copy here. Maybe that's the same one. Is that the same copy? It is actually the same copy. And then we have this one here that was off-white to white. So we actually had the same copy of the book sell this year, once in March and then once again in July. Let's see. We're gonna go to Go Collect just so I can see if we can get an idea if it was the same seller, like did somebody not pay, something like that, or if maybe somebody bought it and then and then they flipped it. I don't know. That's a tough flip there though because of fees and everything like that for a book that's selling for that much. But let's see here. See if they've got both these sales. So 4.5. We have 19,975 and then this one. So this was sold by, no, it was 2 different sellers. This one was sold at auction for 17,151, maybe picked up by this person, and then they sold it for 19,975. So sold it for $2,800 more. Yeah, I mean, actually the fees wouldn't be too bad up at that price point. So they probably came out of that with like $2,500. I don't know what their taxes were and all that on this. They may take a little bit more out of that. But yeah, pretty good flip for that person. Taking advantage of the hype right now around the Fantastic Four movie. Hopefully it's going to be good. Don't know. We will see when it comes out in a couple weeks. But again, strong sale on eBay for a big key book, Fantastic Four #1. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and I will see you on the next one.